Welcome into All Things LA Real Estate. My name is PK Knoll. We're heading out to Highland Park. It's your October real estate update. Happy Halloween to everyone out there. We're continuing to track the neighborhood. Subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date on everything. But we're going to break it all down for you. We're going to get into the current real estate numbers. We'll do some month over month. We'll do some year over year, some enlightening stuff coming out of the information. End of the video, we're going to break down a few homes that have caught my eye as we try and find some value in the neighborhood in this very tough real estate market. Highland Park, very desirable area, sits just southwest of Pasadena on that Upper East Side. Super popular spot. Let's go. We're going to start things off with the current statistics out in Highland Park. Highland Park is one of those neighborhoods on the east side that has seen huge jumps in the real estate game over the past 5, 10, 15 years. One of the more expensive up-and-coming neighborhoods. 31 homes available for sale in the market right now. 11 of those 31 homes have had to do price drops, 35%, one of the higher numbers on the east side. We're going to talk about why that is here in just a second, but essentially, in a normal real estate market, price drops are a huge red flag, mispriced, something wrong with the home. But it's just the reality of the real estate game right now. So I wouldn't be too discouraged when you see that. I actually look at it as more of an opportunity because, like I said, in a normal market, you're probably going to price correctly. You hope they have normal demand and you not have to drop the price. It typically means something happened in like an escrow where they found something with the inspection or the appraisal and they had to lower their price next time it hit the market. But in this market, there's just not high buyer demand with where rates are at, with where getting into the winter months. So it's pretty common to see 20, 30% price drops on the east side. Minimum price to get in the neighborhood right now is $799, $999. We're going to talk about that home in the final segment. Top end to get in the neighborhood, just a smidge under $3 million, $2.985 million. Average price right now available for sale is $1.344,403. That is $100,000 less than the normal average in Highland Park. So what that means, if I'm somebody who's been trying to get in the neighborhood, we might start to see some opportunities come available if you've been discouraged over the past couple of months. If I'm a homeowner, that's one of the metrics that kind of lets me know, I'm not going to have huge appreciation on my home this year, likely. Now, if you've owned your home prior to 2021, you shouldn't care too much because you've gotten huge gains on your home anyway and you've got tons of equity. So keep doing your thing. You're going to be fine. Days on market is staying high. This is what's driving the price drop. We're at 70 days, right? 60 is kind of that golden nugget number that we always pay attention to. That's when we see price drops. Essentially, when people have their home sitting for 2 months, they get impatient and they want to move on, especially in this time of the year, right? If they're sitting for 70 days, that means they listed over the summer. Everybody thinks their home's going to sell in 3 days. That's not the reality of the world right now. So we're seeing that number stick right around 70. That's why we're getting 30+% on the price drops. We look into October of 2022, we had 13 homes sell, 106% clip, meaning 6% on average over the list price. Pay attention to that number. That's another metric for homeowners to see if your home's appreciating, but it's a good metric for home buyers when you're trying to calculate an offer on a desirable home. What's the average? It's going over the list price. I know I probably need to come in at that number. Let's jump over to last month and see what's happening directly in the market recently. Not a very hot September for Highland Park. We only had 9 sales at 103% clip. So on average, 3% over the list price. But that is a 50% decline year over year. And that's a consistent number, right? We saw 19, 18, 24, 18, 18, and we dropped to 9. So that's a huge drop off as far as the amount of sales that have gone through. It is not the worst on the east side. In fact, Mount Washington, a neighboring neighborhood, saw 0 in September. So we are seeing huge stalling in a lot of these mid-tiered east side neighborhoods. If you can't afford that, I suggest maybe looking into El Sereno, San Gabriel, Rosemead, Cypress Park, Glasso Park. I do updates, Montecito Heights. I do updates on all of those, so check those out if you've been kind of priced out. But these kind of middle-tiered markets are really seeing some hurt. Even the top tiered, like La Cañada, the average home price up there is $4 million. they are not getting a lot of high ticket sales out there right now. So low end last month was 590K. It sold 9K under the list price. So listed 599, sold 590. Top end, we did have a home sale for 1.750, 51K over the list price. Listed for 1.699, sold 51K over the list prices. That's a little bit under our 103%, but pretty typical for nice homes in Highland Park. It's still a very popular area. Our average home sale price last month was 1.009, 444. Just like our average for the homes available for sale, this one was also 100,000 under our normal price, right? We're normally in the 1.1s when it comes to the average home sale price. We're at the 1.0 this month, so we'll see if that trend continues. If it does, don't expect major appreciation over the winter if you're a homeowner. Might be some opportunities coming available as we see more price drops come out. September 2022, we did have 25 homes sell at 102% clip, so 2% over the list price on average. That is a 64% decline. Believe it or not, that's not the worst on the east side. We've seen 67s. Obviously, Mount Washington was 100 because they had no sales, but numbers dropped off drastically here in Highland Park. We might get that uptick back. Maybe it'll kind of refix itself come October or through October's numbers. You'll find out in the November update next month. Subscribe to the channel if you want to follow along. But let's jump over to homes that have caught my eye and see if we can find some value in the neighborhood. Homes that have caught my eye. Here's how we're going to go in this segment. We're going to break down the entry level with the minimum price to get in the neighborhood so you know what it looks like if you're trying to get in to Highland Park because the school is the neighborhood. You love the area, but you can't really afford the average home price of 1.3 or the sale price of 1.1. We're going to talk about PK's top pick. That's going to be a value play. I let the numbers speak to me, and I try and find you some value in the neighborhood. You need to find a home that has a strong stability for appreciation when you're buying, especially if you're somebody who's financing. You cannot risk, a home that has a chance to depreciate because you don't want to go underwater in your loan, can't refi. A lot of issues. So I try and find you a value play, and we'll look at the top end, top dog end neighborhood. What's the ceiling look like to know what it looks like from a top end perspective in the neighborhood. So let's start off entry level. I did want to mention, reverting back to last month's monthly update, we had 5762 Omaha that was listed for $699. That home is pending. We're going to keep our eye on it. Pending and under contract homes are falling out of escrow a lot right now, kind of at record numbers. We know that from our August update home, Longfellow. That home is still sitting pending, so they're running through some issues with closing out that sale. So we'll keep our eye on Omaha. I'll keep you updated month to month as far as where that home goes. So just keep that in mind if you like the home and it went under contract. Keep your agent active. If you're not working with someone, reach out to me. I'm happy to help. But these homes are falling off in a high level. A lot of times that comes from a buyer side, is if you get qualified months ago, don't recheck with the lender, and then it falls out in escrow. But the new low dog right now is 604 North Avenue 54. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1654 square feet, listed for just under $800K at $799, $999. $483 per square foot. That's a great number. If you get some in the 3s or the 4s, you're getting good bang for your buck on the per square footage. The lot's fine, $37.92. That's typical for these lower end homes on the east side. Now, this home was burned. It was basically burned. I don't know what happened specifically, as far as the burning goes, but obviously this home's going to need full work, full remodel. I will say from a comp perspective, there's a 3.2 1388. We're 3.2 1654. So this is a 3.2 1388. So a little bit smaller on the square footage, and it was an updated, beautiful home, but it sold for 1.075. So that gives you some insight. You put in, a couple $100K to this home. That kind of gives you potential that is $1 million opportunity. There's also a 3.1 1464. So one less bathroom, a little bit smaller on square footage. It was older. It wasn't as updated. It sold for $945. So that's kind of your bottom end when you look at this. So this is not a home you're going to be moving into. It's not turnkey. So you're going to have to do some work and fix things up. So you can look at that as a positive because you get to kind of come in and put your own touch on it. But there is potential that if you do a good job with it, that this home will get up to $1 million, no problem. As far as a comp score, I'll keep you updated next month to see if anybody jumps on it. Let's jump over to PK's top pick. Last month we went over 6401 Elder. That was the one for 1.625, a little bit on the higher end. It is expired. They did not we weren't happy with the marketing. We weren't happy with the pictures. We saw potential for this home to be $2 million in some respects with the right work. That's why we liked it, but it did expire like I mentioned last month. We're not going to spend any time on that house. It needed an agent to go out and really push, the perspective of where this house could go. But we're going to go this month into 216 Joy Street, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1176. A value play here under $1 million, $899K. 764 per square foot. That's a good number. Anything between 4 and 764 is great. Lots okay. 44.99. This is a remodeled bungalow, so it's up to date. In some instances, especially in nice neighborhoods, Highland Park, Pasadena, Silver Lake, obviously La Cañada, you can get $1,000 per square foot. That's why I'm great with the 764 on a remodeled. It does have a garage in the back. These days, everything is like, can it be a possible ADU? You'd have to go through the permitting process, but maybe there's a chance there. There's a home available at 22864, so about 300 less square feet in the same neighborhood, listed for $899, $999. So basically the same price. So if people are out looking, they're gonna like our house right here at 216 a little bit better because you get more room and it's a little bit cheaper. There's also a comp that was a 21714, so much smaller than ours, that's sold in the neighborhood for 1.078. So I expect this home to get traction. I expect this home to get offers. I expect it to go minimum 3, 4, 5, 6% over this list price. We will keep you updated. If you want to take a look at this house, you don't have an agent, reach out to me. Happy to help. Let's finish off with the top dog in the neighborhood. We're going to skip over 1479 Highgate. That was our top dog last month. It's still active. It's had a 301K price drop, so it's listed for just over it was 2.799 last month. It's lowered down to 2.498. Just very tough on the tough price point. You're almost only attracting cash buyers. There's not a lot of people financing in the mid 2 millions with an interest rate at 7.38, 7.5, wherever you're at. There's also the Pinecrest, which is the investment property from the August real estate update. That was the 2.985. That's actually the top dog. We're not going to get into that. It's not really a single family residence. It's an investment property, multiple units on the premises. If that's something you're into, just go back to the August real estate update, scoot to the end of the video. You'll see the Pinecrest home. It's an investment property opportunity there. But to not be repetitive, we're going to go to 135 South Avenue 53, 6 bedrooms, 6 baths, 1963 square feet. This one's listed for $2.1 million, 1,069 per square foot. The lot's huge, 10,109. Love that. Nice little 2-story home here. There's some description about a co-living tenant situation, which you have to get worked out. If you buy a house with tenants already in it, it can get real sticky, especially if they're not willing to move out. I will say a comp of 5.3, 2316 was only listed for 1.325. A 1963 square foot with 6 bedrooms means those bedrooms are tiny. So I don't know if I'm willing to pay a $2 million price point on this home, especially 2.1. I got a little bit of hesitations there, especially with the comp being 700K below it and has 400 square feet more. So a little bit hesitant with what's going on with this home, but the lot size is huge. I guess that's my big positive when it comes to the home. So we'll keep you updated. Thank you so much for watching the video. We do this every single month for almost every neighborhood on the east side. We're doing Pasadena, Silver Lake, Eagle Rock, Highland Park, Glendale, La Cañada, El Sereno, Cypress Park. The list goes on and on. So like and subscribe to the channel if you are so inclined. If you're somebody who's looking to purchase a home on the east side of Los Angeles or sell your home, I am happy to help out with you. Reach out to me. You can send me a direct message online, or all of my phone numbers are listed. Even if you're somebody who's hesitant with 7% interest rates, that puts us in the same boat. It always helps to start preparing for future opportunities because you don't want to miss the boat there. We will tread lightly. We will look for value. And we will get it done. I also do a ton of other videos. I get into the schools. I get into, the restaurants in the neighborhood. I get into the attractions in the neighborhood. I do some other fun videos like quick cribs. So once again, like and subscribe if you are so inclined. Have a great day. Be kind.
Yeah. There we go.